Hi everyone, I'm Suda51 from Grasshopper.
今日はですね、この1.13有明大会、エキシビオンじゃなくて今回スペシャルマッチで。
Yo, what's up? Welcome to OK Beastmode. My name is Blessing, and today we're discussing Nintendo, of course. All right. The Nintendo Switch presentation was a thing that recently happened, and there are very mixed feelings coming from all directions. Mixed feelings from the media, mixed feelings from fans, mixed feelings from your everyday consumer about the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo is one of my favorite companies, and that is why I feel like it is necessary to discuss and kind of break down what makes Nintendo, both their ups and their downs, because I think there's a lot that we can learn from Nintendo, not only their successes, because they've had a lot of them, but also their mistakes, which they've had quite a bit of recently. And so this episode, I want to take a look inside our relationship, us meaning the consumer, our relationship with Nintendo. And so here we go.
OK Beastmode Episode 8, Nintendo and Us, A Complicated Relationship.
Months ago, I recorded an episode of this show where I boldly proclaimed that Nintendo is a company that is needed in the console space. The Switch isn't what we necessarily might want, it's what we need. That's why I'm excited for the Switch, because without it, we're stuck in the same place we were before. I still firmly hold on to that truth. Nintendo's hardened history and unique approach breathes life into the game industry. Yet, after the Nintendo Switch presentation, Ian Purcell and myself took to the OK Beast podcast to rant for almost an hour about our disappointment in Nintendo.
They haven't mentioned Zelda yet, and we're sitting there with bated breath, and they're like, maybe Zelda's gonna come out this year. Maybe. And I was like, are you kidding? And they're like him and Reggie are like, tee maybe. And I'm like, you're laughing like you just did a good conference, and this is like the ice cream cake situation. No one in the world with their right mind is happy about this conference. Like, you see dudes sweating on the stage while they're giving a presentation. Like I hope you like my game. Ice Cream Path Travel Boys, like, it'll come out eventually, bye. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was an emotional episode, but it was honest. I love Nintendo. We love Nintendo, yet, somehow, Nintendo finds ways to inevitably and profoundly blow our minds with how far in the wrong direction the company can turn. In my own personal opinion, of course. But, what is it? What is it that makes this company so bittersweet? Why do I hate to love Nintendo? And why am I pre-ordering a console that I have little faith in? Well, it's complicated. I think for me it starts with the history of Nintendo. My first console was the Nintendo 64. The first game I ever beat was Super Mario 64. I remember the moment vividly. My sisters and I reached the final level. We reached Bowser, and Bowser looked different than he had ever looked before. The organs were blaring, the stakes were high, the battle was intense, so intense that 5-year-old me was hiding under my bed because I could not bear to watch. We couldn't beat him. We could not figure out for the life of us what we were doing wrong. We were deploying a strategy that we have used in the past while fighting Bowser, and we were on the right track, but we're not as persistent as we needed to be. Days later, I realized what may have been the answer to success. I picked up a controller, fought Bowser, and I didn't stop until the fight was won. That is Nintendo. Nintendo is memories. Nintendo is repetition. Nintendo is trying again because the challenge is difficult, but most of all, Nintendo is fun. And that is why it hurts to see Nintendo not live up to their full potential. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a game that is close to my heart, not only because it is a masterclass in gameplay, but because of the memories I have with it. This goes the same for Mario Kart 64, but it also goes the same for Wii Sports. It even applies to Nintendo Land on the Wii U. I have fond memories playing Nintendo games, but these aren't only distant, nostalgic memories. Nintendo makes games that bring people together. They have a heritage in fellowship. If you've played the Luigi's Mansion minigame in Nintendo Land with a group of friends, you can't dare tell me that you don't recall creating great memories. That's where Nintendo shines. Where Nintendo doesn't shine is marketing, and even more so, staying with the times. Which is a weird thing to say because the Nintendo Switch, which was premiered in mid-January, looks awesome. It looks like a 2017 piece of technology, analogous to an Android tablet. The issues are, and there are a lot of them, the structure around it. The launch lineup is poor, the accessories are expensive, the online infrastructure does not seem promising, and the things that Nintendo emphasized during the Nintendo Switch presentation were details that people generally don't care about. Nobody truly cares about HD Rumble. 1-2 Switch is not going to sell system units and should be a packed-in game instead of a separate $50 product. ARMS looks fun, but it's called ARMS. They are marketing this thing as if they want it to fail. I was under the impression that the Switch was Nintendo's U-turn. This was going to bring them back into the fold. A thriving Nintendo is a thriving games industry, and Nintendo will not thrive if they have another Wii U. If Nintendo cannot market their product, well then, I'm not sure how much I can actually trust the product itself, especially with how the NES Classic and Super Mario Run were handled. Those were both decent products, yet mishandled in significant ways. The NES Classic with its extremely low availability and short cable for the controller, and Super Mario Run with the always online infrastructure. These are mishandlings that can cost Nintendo the game if they are any indications for the problems to come with Switch. I just sincerely hope that I'm wrong. I think there are amazing qualities to the Nintendo Switch. In the past, I would never buy a multi-console release on a Nintendo console because there was never a need to. Usually, the Nintendo version of the game would be the inferior version. However, now I have an incentive. Taking games on the go is a wonderful case for why I should buy games on the Switch as opposed to other consoles. Also, Zelda is going to be great. Mario is going to be great. Nintendo is still the best game developer in the business, and those games are only available on their console. So love the Switch or hate it, a decision has to be made regarding these games. So far, my decision is to purchase the Switch, even if I am doing it begrudgingly. Because even when I hate Nintendo, I still love Nintendo. It's a complicated relationship. We've had fun in the past, we've shared memories, things have been rough lately, yet I don't think it's too late to salvage what's there. So this is to the future. May this Rainbow Road become a victory road, and may we end up in Dreamland rather than Bowser's Castle. See you next episode. Thank you so much for checking out OK Beastmode. If you enjoyed it, you should totally subscribe, like, and comment to let me know what you think. My name is Blessing. You can also find me on Twitter at Blessing Jr. You can find the OK Beast podcast on iTunes, and you can find more content right here on OK Beast.